Christmas, so Merry Christmas. As all of you know that have watched this channel, and most of you agree with me, the Shark IQ is a very poor made, not very good robot. But before I send this back, and it is going back, there's still a lot of you that say you love yours and you don't understand why I make these videos and bash Shark so bad. So I'm just gonna do a very simple, basic, everyday cleaning test that any robot should handle. I'm gonna have it clean my whole floor plan with just a little bit of debris down, just so we can see exactly where it's been and what it misses. And then I really wanna see what kind of map this thing's gonna give me before I send it back. I really wanna see if it's gonna look like my floor plan at all. So I'm gonna run this guy on just normal suction power so it can last longer and get this job done quicker. And we'll see at the end if this can change my mind at all before I send it back. So let's just take a look at what I'm gonna have it clean, and then we'll see after this test if it can do a good job at all, even in the simplest settings. So as you can see, there's not much on the ground. I had a little jar of this glitter stuff that broke open and it made a big mess in this room, so I kind of just took that and kind of spread it out throughout my house to see if it can suck it up. And it's easy to see where it went or where it missed. So I threw down a little bit of rice, as you can see, barely any compared to my normal test. And then just throughout the house, I threw down this glitter. It's not glitter, it's more like confetti. Should have no issues picking that up. But like I said, it's more just to track it and see exactly where it has gone and what it's missed, if any. I kind of blocked off these areas just to make this a quicker test and see if it can map this section. It's not a huge floor plan with the way I blocked it off, but I don't know, it should do a good job. We'll see. I cut a piece of wood there, so there's some sawdust I just left for it to clean up. Any robot should be able to get that, no issues. So I deleted the map. There is no map whatsoever. It's on 100% battery. And I'm gonna clean it on normal power so it doesn't have to come back and charge as much. And yeah, let's just see if Shark can clean good at all. It's a normal floor plan. It should be very easy for any robot. If I sent out my Roborock S5, it could do this job in, I bet you, 30 minutes, and it would look almost perfect, if not perfect. So we'll see, Shark. This is your final chance to maybe change my mind slightly, and we'll find out soon. Now this thing would be quiet overall as far as the vacuum suction power. That roller is just too loud. That's not a big complaint on the guy for me. This is normal suction power. If I put it to high, that would be even louder. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm just gonna let this thing do its thing. Hopefully it can knock out this whole floor plan before it has to go back and charge. And then we'll see how well it did. This is most likely, almost for sure, the final video you'll see with the Shark IQ. Unless they come out with an all brand new model that is somehow better, I don't know. Alright, so I'm not going to record this whole thing. I'll come back on every 10 minutes or so, show you the progress it's made. And yeah, I will be back. If you're new, please do me a favor, like and subscribe. I got tons of robot vacuum videos and a lot more coming, so happy holidays, and I will be back. It's been going for a little while and just made a noise, so I think it's trying to return to the dock, and that is in fact what it's doing. Let's see if my phone says anything. All right, all it says is returning to dock. So I don't know if this is just gonna go empty itself or try to recharge already. I would be very surprised if it's trying to recharge. See how loud it is? I don't know if you can hear it clearly. But it's loud even just going back to the dock, and the vacuum part is not even on. All right, turn around and back that ass up. All right, now expect it to come back out and keep cleaning. Hey, wow, it's actually doing something right for once. Shark, he might be trying to step it up because it knows it's going back. It wants me to put out one decent video about it. And I will, I'll be honest, when this is done, if this somehow looks really good, I'll be honest and tell you, you know what? Maybe it's not, I don't know. Well, I'll wait and see, because I still think it's going to air out or not do the whole floor plan or give me some sort of map that looks nothing like my house. But it might prove me wrong, so just letting it do its thing. Still cleaning well, no issues except for how loud it is. Very annoying. However, it seems to be cleaning pretty good for the first time ever. But I'll talk about it more at the end. Just wanted to give a really quick update. Alright, it is going back to the dock again. Once again, it should just be the self-empty. Last I checked, it was about 10 minutes ago, this had 60% battery life left. And one thing I noticed in my previous test, it goes back at 50% and recharges, and then goes back out when it gets back up to 100%, which if you ask me is idiotic. Like, why would you go back at 50% and not at like 10%? So we'll see here. It should empty itself regardless, but I have a feeling it's going to stay there and recharge, which is unacceptable to me. Alright, see if it goes back out. No, it wants to sit there and charge, I think. That is so stupid, Shark. Let me pull up my app. Yep, exactly like I said. 50% battery life left, resting on the dock. I don't know if it's just recharging or if it thinks it's done, because it did not do this whole floor plan, not even close. That's concerning, because it should say something like going back out after recharge, or, you know, something along those lines. And I can hit clean again. So let's see, today. All right, so it started cleaning at 5:07, 6:38, sent to dock. White chocolate. I don't know. This app just does not give you enough information. That's one of the downsides of this robot. Oh, with peanut butter. They're talking about those chocolate milk bombs or whatever. Chocolate with peanut butter sounds legit. Anyways, yeah, there's just not a ton of information on this app, which I really don't appreciate. I'm being honest, I do not know if this thing thinks it's done or if it's going to go back out. So, resting on the dock. Okay, so resting on the dock would mean it's taking a break and recharging. So if I hit clean, I would highly assume it'll pick up where it left off, because once again it's at 50%, which is stupid. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit clean because I don't have all night for this test. And if it starts all the way over, this thing, I don't know, let's just find out before I call it. You know what I want to call it. So hopefully if I hit clean, it's just gonna continue. I know iRobots, they'll go back and charge, and you can tell it to go finish the job at any point during the recharge. So let's go ahead and hit clean, communicating. It really should not start over. I would be surprised. Well, it's going in a diagonal line, so it looks like it's gonna go to a different area, thank God. So once again, 50% battery life. Okay, good. I was gonna completely bash this thing if it was restarting. So that's a major flaw in my eyes. There's no reason at all for this thing to go back at 50%. That is just idiotic. Who wants to send out a robot for an hour or so, have it go back and charge for an hour and a half to 2 plus 3 hours possibly, just to go back out when potentially it can finish the entire job with one battery cycle? So we'll see how good this guy finishes. It still did not do, I think it got some of this kitchen. Yeah, it's been over here. I don't think it's been in this section yet. And as you can see with the sawdust, it has not been down here at all yet. So it really doesn't have that much more to go. So it should really be able to finish before it has to go back and recharge for, you know, a 10% or whatever. I'm gonna let this guy go ahead and finish this job. Hopefully it finishes before it has to go back and fully recharge. And you know, so far it surprisingly has not made me mad yet with this cleaning run. So let's keep it that way, and I will let you know soon when it does something else, or in just a little while. All right, we are back again, and I think it might be done this time. Let's find out. Or possibly it needs to empty itself again, which would be surprising. Dang, this thing have a little bit too much alcoholic eggnog or something today? Like, what are you doing, bro? All right, is it done or is it gonna go back out? Oh, wow. Okay. So there's the second time it emptied itself on its own, which is something I've never had this guy do well ever. So, I don't know. This thing must have heard me and wants to prove me wrong and make it to where I don't absolutely hate it, but might be too late for that. It has been going for a long time. Overall, we'll look at the full time it took to do this smaller floor plan when it's done. So it's supposed to go back around every 30 minutes to empty itself. So it does make sense that it did finally do it on its own. All right, once again, we'll let it keep going, and I will update you on what it does next. And remember, at the end of this, we're gonna go through and see how well it did. We're gonna see if it made a map and all that good stuff. So stay tuned, and please do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. I'd really love for you to join this channel. Be back. All right, it is returning to the dock yet again. I'd say maybe 10 to 15 minutes after you just saw it empty itself. It was doing a perimeter sweep, and it's got the red light on top, so now the battery must be pretty low. However, last time I checked, it was almost at 50%. So I'd be surprised if it dropped that much that fast. So it should empty itself again, because it does every time it docks, which is totally fine, good. And a lot more came out at the end. All right, looks like it's going to sit there and charge for a little while. Let's see what my phone is saying. All right, resting on the dock with 15%. So I'm going to go and let this recharge because I know it's not quite done. I think it was almost done. I think it was going to finish the perimeter sweep and then call it a night. But it's kind of a shame. It's been going for a long time. And let's take a look real quick. So it's been going for 102 minutes. That is an hour and 42 minutes. That's a very long time. My Roborock S5 can do this entire floor plan and be completely done on high suction mode in about 105 minutes. And after it's done, it's still at 60% battery. So that just shows you right there the difference between this guy and a Roborock. And the Roborock's actually a little bit cheaper too. So it doesn't have a self-empty bin, but the trade-off is huge. I'd rather get the job done really quickly than have a self-empty bin where it takes, you know, quite a while. What time did we start this test? We started this at 5:07, and it is now 7:28. That's way too long for a robot vacuum to finish, especially the floor plan that I made smaller specifically for this guy to do a better job. And back to that Roborock, that's my entire floor plan with that whole entire front section of my house open as well. So it's night and day difference with the quality of the two robots. I'm going to let this finish, but I'm still not going to recommend it even after it's done. But I do want to see how well it does, how good the map it's going to be, and so on and so forth. It did give us a little preview here. I don't think it's done, though. I really don't think this thing's done. It might be. Wait, did it say finish cleaning? No, sent to dock, so pretty sure it would have said finish cleaning if it was done. So does this look like my floor plan? And I'm going to be honest, let's see. It's pretty close, I'll be honest. It's not bad. But you can't really do much with it, that's the problem. After this is done, we'll try to see what we can do with the map. And when you compare it to Roborock or the Roomba, it just proves that those are superior robots. So I will say, before this finishes, this is probably the first video that this Shark IQ has not frustrated me. It's actually doing what it's supposed to do, but it's not cleaning as good as I wanted it to do. And I'll show you that at the end of this video as well. Sorry this video is quite long, but it's the final video I'm going to do with this Shark IQ, and I want to give it a chance to... I don't think I'll ever recommend it, to be honest, but maybe I won't call it an absolute piece of junk. It'll just be a piece of junk. Anyways, I will be back when it's done. I'm going to let it charge to about 30%, and I'm going to send it out, and hopefully it will finish and be done for the night. All right, guys, it is done. Let's go ahead and check out the map it made. I'll tell you how accurate it is. And I'm actually going to try to create a no-go zone and try that out for this guy before I send it back. I've never created one for this map. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and do the whole map thing. We're going to add rooms and see how easy that is. So it's going to view the map. Is it similar? Okay, so that's sitting on this wall. Got that below. Overall, I'd say it's actually pretty accurate. Not perfect, but not too bad. It's better than it's done in the past, that's for sure. So it even says the map size, 1,359 square feet. And let's go ahead and see if we can make rooms. And then I will create a no-go zone, and we'll see how easy that is to do and if it actually works. So let's create a room. So a lot of robots like the iRobot, they'll kind of guesstimate what your rooms are. This thing just gives you a blank slate and doesn't really help you at all map out your house. So we got to do it per room, and that makes it to where we have to be more accurate. Because in the middle of the room I'm in, there's a dividing wall on the other side going into my kitchen. So now because it didn't detect that wall, I have to pretty much guess where it is. And if I'm making rooms and I'm off on my guess, it could possibly miss a whole area of that room. So that's a big bummer there. I don't like that at all. So let's go ahead and add a room. See what I mean? I have a bunch of rooms here, and I have to do it 100% from scratch. Let's go ahead and try it. Yeah, I don't like this at all already. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead and do this first room. That's the computer room. I'll call it a den. We will do it right there. Done. Add another room. Room number 2. We should make that the bathroom, right? Since it's room number 2. Oh, I had the bathroom blocked off, so we can't do that anyways. Darn. So see, I have to totally guess here where my room 2 meets the wall that divides basically my whole entire house. So I don't even see how I could make this very accurate at all. And I'll try to show you on video as I'm walking around with a final cleanup test. But this is a terrible, terrible way to make a map. I mean, I honestly, I can't even, like, I'm literally guessing where the walls are because there's curves on the wall. And then not only that, it didn't detect my kitchen table. Nothing. This map is a piece of junk. Okay, I'm just gonna, this is just a waste of time. All right, I'm gonna pretend that I only have 3 rooms. We'll just do that for now. All right, so we got 3 rooms. Let's see if I can even label the rooms. Zones. Let's go ahead and add a no-go zone. Your shark will avoid these areas. Hey, I know, that's the point. Yeah, let's go ahead and avoid the whole house. Okay, now why? Okay, so see that white part in the middle of the map now? That's the wall I was telling you about. Why was that not just there? That is stupid. This map is a piece of junk. And now I made it. Apparently I made that too small and I can't even. Oh, this is junk. I'm just going to throw it right here, which should be kind of the middle of the room here. And we'll see if it avoids that area. All right, let's see if I can edit and name the rooms. If you can't name these rooms, I would be beyond surprised. Okay, you can. Thank God for that. Kitchen. Living room. And office. And once again, as you can see on this map, you don't see the dividing wall. That is just not a smart design. All right, let's. I hate this map. Actually, I'm gonna make this easier, just for the sake of this test. So if it's just gonna clean this office area, it should only clean that tiny portion right by its dock. If it avoids the no-go zone that I put. So it shouldn't even get to my feet. All right, we're gonna pick up where I was doing the no-go zone. So it should clean basically what you see in this room, and that's it, because I blocked off the rest. So let's see if it even works at all. Okay, so I want to clean just the office, and we'll see if it avoids the no-go zone that I put. So it shouldn't even get to my feet. Okay, it looks like, I mean, you can already tell it's working, so that's good. Okay, so the no-go zone works. I just want to do a really quick test and make sure that that thing works, and it appears to be working just fine. As you can see in this room, that confetti that I put down, it did not do a good job with that. It's kind of everywhere still. I will say it was only medium suction power, so high, it probably would have got a little bit more, but I still don't think it would have got it all. The hardwood in here, not too bad. A little bit of debris over here, some rice. Once again, didn't even touch that whole staircase. This was left behind from a different robot, and it didn't even get any of that. Looks like it did a really good job in here for some reason compared to my office area. You see it does struggle with those little pieces. That was not there before. I'm not even sure where that came from. It might have pulled it out from under a couch or something, so we can't count that. More confetti there. Did not get around this baseboard very good at all. This area looks fine. And surprisingly, it got up all that sawdust with no issue, so that was completely gone. Alright guys, so what do we think about the Shark IQ's final test before I do send it back? I still do not recommend it, although I will say that's probably the best it's ran ever, for whatever reason. However, it just doesn't clean as good as I would want. I guarantee my Roborock would have absolutely dominated this thing. It would have done it in about an hour and 5 minutes. I think it would have got up all this confetti with no problem. And 3 hours for this to clean is just way too much. The map is not very good. I don't know why I didn't put in this entire dividing wall to my entire house. So I couldn't create the map rooms like you can on every other robot. It made it really way too hard to do. And overall, and you know, I just can't recommend it still. Not when you can buy a Roborock for around $350 and have it clean perfectly in much less time and still have a ton of battery life left. Alright guys, well I just want to do one final video. It did better than I expected, but it's still just, overall, is just not worth the hassle. It's a little bit too loud. It takes way too long to clean. The fact that it goes back at 50% to recharge is one of the dumbest things I've seen on a robot vacuum. The map is no good. Making rooms is not easy. The no-go zone did work, but that was just a really quick, easy way for me to show that it does work. And overall, I don't think it cleans very good compared to the competition. So this is going back. This is the final video. I'm probably going to send this back this week. And once again, Shark, sorry, but I do not recommend any of your robot vacuums. Please come out with something that's good so I can praise you guys. All right, have an awesome day. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I will see you in the next one.